Hey guys, welcome to podcast number 34 of Our Ketogenic Life. How you doing today?
Doing good.
Good. We're here to talk about 5 must-have foods on the ketogenic lifestyle.
Yes.
All right? So, ketogenic is a great, I won't say diet, but a lifestyle as far as the type of food that you eat.
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of foods that you can eat. But we want to talk about 5 things that we think if you include on your ketogenic lifestyle, and this is more for long-term, the lifestyle, your health span. If you include these on here, and we're going to go over these and why we think these are, but we think that they will give you more benefit for your health.
And they're easy.
Easy.
And you will get benefits if you include these in your diet. Well, especially if you eat mostly these.
Right.
You're going to have the best success starting off.
Right.
All right, let's get started.
All right.
Number 1, red meat.
Red meat. Now, why red meat?
It's got all your nutrients as far as amino acids.
It's got, protein.
Protein, yes, of course. Oh yeah, your macros, I guess is what you're trying to go at. Okay, so macros, it's got good fats. Most of it has good fats.
Depending on the cut of red meat that you get.
Yeah.
And then, it doesn't have any carbs.
Right.
And, the thing that I think that surprises a lot of people about red meat is the amount of vitamins and minerals that's in red meat.
Does it have all your essential?
Not all of them.
Not all, okay.
If you eat something called carnivore head to tail, you'll get it all.
Yeah, okay.
But not just red meat. You
Okay.
have to include liver and bone broth and things like that. We could talk about that, in another podcast. But red meat, we're talking about like steak, hamburger, things like that. It includes a lot of B vitamins. It also includes selenium. And we're going to talk about selenium a few times, especially if you have thyroid problems. It helps with your thyroid. It helps support your thyroid conversion to the active form of the hormone, which we will get into right now.
No.
Also zinc, which does the same thing. So 1 ounce usually has about 8 grams of protein. And it's, again, it doesn't have any carbs in it. And it's a great foundation as far as like getting those nutrients that you need to have. And we don't do it. And we've talked about this before, but liver, as part of the animal as well too. Again,
I'm gonna find a liver pill.
And no one's ever sent us a recipe for liver yet. We would love to have somebody send us a recipe for liver. So
well, red meat is getting back to just being simple. Like for those who not getting technical, not if you're just trying to start ketogenic or you've started it, but you're kind of slow to finding out what are things that you can eat to stay satisfied, to just the ease. If you do something like red meat, you do like ribeye.
Ribeye's great.
Or prime rib, or I'm trying to think just things that are just fairly
those
easy
are the
to
most,
get.
Yeah, those are
with
the most
a lot of
ones.
fat, yes. Or just like a chuck roast. Like a lot of times I'll just throw like a cheap roast, which right nowadays there's not a lot of cheap meat, but put in just a big roast in the crock pot and let it go all day, and then we can eat on it a couple of days. Like you said, hamburger meat. Hamburger meat is very, very easy to keep, to store, to fix. We do that, and sometimes it's hard to find, but the what's the ratio? 75
25
to 25. Yeah, the fat to
makes
lean.
it taste better too.
Yes.
Much better.
Just put some salt and pepper. Make some hamburger patties. You could have hamburger, of course, without a bun. Make it with lettuce and all the fixings.
Taco salad.
Yeah, you can make it as a taco salad. You can make it just loose with scrambled eggs.
We like that a lot too. And then just like adding like some sour cream and cheese to it, and some pork rinds as well. That's a great snack as well.
But you can do a lot with red meat, and it's very filling. You think, oh, I can't eat that much red meat, but it fills you up really. So.
And kind of leading into our number 2 is eggs. Now, to combine these two, and we're going to talk about a little bit more about eggs, but if you take a ribeye and you take some eggs,
or whatever steak you like, but a ribeye has more fat. That's why we say ribeye.
But if you combine those 2 things together, that's really almost a perfect meal for a keto.
Yeah. And a lot of times we'll just make a steak and then throw a couple of fried eggs on it.
really good.
It really is.
So why eggs?
Yeah, why
eggs? They're versatile. You can make them like we just talked about.
Fried, scrambled, as a quiche, as boiled eggs. We keep boiled eggs in the fridge.
Just to eat.
Especially if you're starting keto, that is something that is a really good snack, is just keep boiled eggs in the fridge. And then if you're feeling sluggish, you're feeling like you need something, kind of that keto flu or whatever you're doing, or throw some salt on it and just eat it. Actually, and sometimes I will eat with just a little bit of a dill pickle, and that really does make makes you feel better. So and it's very easy.
And it has less than 1 gram of carbs per egg.
Yeah.
I think I did it on my Fitness Pal the other day, and I put 3, and it gave me 1 gram.
Yeah.
So it's less than 1 gram per day. It has good protein in it. It has about 6 grams of protein as far as your getting what you need from that as well. It's loaded as well, the vitamins and antioxidants, and it's affordable. So those of you that's looking on a budget as well too, incorporating eggs into your plan. And I know it's hard to eat them every day, but if you eat them several times a week, they're not that expensive to do, and they're filling, and you get a lot of good vitamins and antioxidants.
And it adds a lot. You feel very full without adding, like you said, carbs and such. So, or when we keep them boiled, and we will slice them up and put them on as salad. Like you said, a lot of times people just think eggs are just for breakfast, but we eat eggs a lot. So.
And there's something called choline that's in eggs. It's also in salmon. It's in liver too, but we don't eat that very much, so I'm not going to go with that one.
We don't eat that at all.
So, not much. But choline, it helps with your cell walls. It helps with your memory. It helps with something called acetylcholine. It helps produce that, which is a neurotransmitter. So eggs are really, really good for you.
Which is also good for your anxiety too.
Yeah,
right?
Helps with anxiety as well too. It's a neurotransmitter. So it does help with that. Salmon has some of that as well, and we're going to talk about that. But also with eggs, it has vitamin D, vitamin A. Those things, it's a great food to incorporate into your diet as far as doing the ketogenic.
So not only is it going to fill you up and taste good, but eggs are very healthy. Yeah. So, all right, 3. A lot of people are like, I don't like those. Avocado. I would say probably 9 out of 10 people, when we say avocado, say they don't like them. And I'm like, have you ever had one? Right. No. And I guess, they don't look that great. Of course, there's green.
And usually the second question on that is, have you had them? And if they say yes, what's the next question?
Do you put salt on them?
Do you put salt on it?
Because just an avocado, most of the time, it doesn't have a lot of flavor, really.
And I don't like it without salt.
Yeah, I can eat it, but if you add some salt, it really
it changes everything as far as the avocado. 1 medium avocado has 12 grams of carbs and 21 grams of fat, and surprisingly, it has 3 grams of protein in it as well. So you're getting all 3 of those within the avocado. And it is the only fruit that has a lot of monounsaturated fats, which is surprising. So it's a great food to incorporate. You can, slice it up, just use it as a side. Even if we talked about the ribeye and the eggs and stuff like that, if you slice up that, put some salt on it, it's going to be added good fat to your plan, and it does fill you up because it has all that fat.
And I know people are going to say 12 carbs, that's a lot of carbs, but most of the time you're not going to eat a whole, like we will have one.
Yeah, we usually have it.
And you're not going to eat a whole, you can, because it does have a lot of good fat.
Yeah, absolutely.
But put it on, like you said, put it on eggs, put it on
the other thing I just thought about is sandwiches. Like it's still without the bun, of course, like that. But putting it on like a hamburger.
Right, hamburger.
And instead of mayonnaise is okay.
Right.
But it doesn't have the greatest type of oils in it.
Right. Until I get a recipe where we can make our own.
Yeah, if you make your own. Yeah. But if you have that and you want something like creamy as far as on your hamburger, you can put that on there as well too, and it helps with that as well. As well too.
Yes.
Guess what?
Yeah. But avocado, anyway, where you lost me here. Sandwiches. Oh, salad. We put in our salad too. So the thing is, they're going to go bad fairly quickly if you're not careful. So, it's kind of that balance of getting them at the right time. So I wouldn't buy 20 at a time.
No.
Buy like 1 or 2, depending on how close you are to a grocery that has, that gets fresh avocados, and just try to, usually you can take off, like there's the stem, and you take it off, you can see if it is really brown, then it is ripe, and if it is white, then it still is okay.
Give
you give it some more time. And a lot of times, if you are really needing to eat it, you think, okay, I know I'm going to be gone, or I don't have time to, I really want an avocado, put it in a brown paper bag, and that will make it ripen quicker. But make sure you pay attention to it. So, and leave them out. You don't put them in the fridge. You just leave them out on your counter, and then be careful slicing it open. Don't hold it in your hand.
She gets on to me.
I know. So, but you slice it around. There's like a seed, a big, huge, hard seed. Slice it open, and then what you do is lay it down and take, like a knife or something or a spoon, scoop out the side with the nut, with the seed, then just take a spoon and pull out, go around the edge and just pull it out,
really
slice it up. Yeah.
I can do that, guys.
Except he puts it in his hand sometimes.
She doesn't like the way I cut it.
So anyway, avocado is very, very good. But again, like you said, add salt.
Absolutely.
So, okay.
Number 4
is one of my favorites.
Which is?
Salmon.
Yeah. Salmon's a great source of protein, and there's also something called omega-3s. And that is something that is lacking a lot in the, especially in the American diet, as far as getting your omega-3s in. It's essential. And again, if you've listened to this before, you know what that means. But if not, essential means you have to take it in. Your body cannot produce it. So you have to get these into your
omega-3s.
Omega-3s. You have to get this into your system by what you eat. And eating a couple of these twice a week will help get you the omega-3s that you need. Now with us, we try to get off a lot of processed foods, and that has a lot of omega-6s, which are inflammatory, and omega-3s are anti-inflammatory. So that's
you need to get that ratio up, because most people have too much omega-6 and not enough omega-3. So salmon, what I do is, I usually keep canned. I don't use it that often. I always say I'm going to, and I just end up forgetting, but I keep it. But like a lot of times I'll just get it. What I do, and especially because I know salmon can be expensive, so what I do a lot of times and tell people at the grocery store, usually there's frozen salmon, and so depending on where you live, newsflash, what's in the freezer, what's in the fresh is not fresh.
Right.
If you are we're in Kentucky. Yeah. We don't have a ocean close by that has salmon. So ours is not usually fresh.
Right.
So we may as well eat frozen because it's cheaper. So and it lasts longer. So we just get it like individual vacuum sealed bags. That way I can take out 2 or 3 and go ahead and thaw those and put them in. Actually, a lot of times I just put them in the oven and they're not even all the way frozen, thawed out, and it still works. Yeah. So, and we like skin on. Yeah.
We eat the skin.
Yeah.
And besides the omega-3s, it has good protein, which we talked about. It also has vitamin B's. There's a lot of vitamin B in salmon. So you get that benefit as well too. Then it also has an antioxidant, which helps with the brain, the heart, and the nervous system, and your skin. So, and that antioxidant is what gives the pink color to salmon. So,
and try to get it if you can, even in the frozen, it will say wild caught. Right. Try to not do the farm raised. I don't know. I've not done that much research, but I know just, I don't know what they're fed. You can tell that a lot of times the wild caught versus the farm raised, just the color of them, the type of things that they're fed. I don't know if it gets really.
It's a lot better if you can.
Yes, if you can, which I know sometimes you can't. So,
it's more expensive too. So that's what we have to even with us and you guys as well. You have to balance everything.
Exactly.
If everything was a perfect world, we'd have a shelf and they would be making our foods, and we wouldn't have to worry about anything.
Yeah.
But we just have to make the best choice that we can.
Exactly.
What we have available and what we have financially as well too.
Yeah.
So number 5, coconut oil.
Yep.
Coconut oil is great, guys. You can cook with it. You can put it on foods. Now, why is coconut oil in our top 5 versus other oils? MCT, medium chain triglycerides. You don't have to know that, but just understand that the MCT oils, go back a little bit, when you eat foods and you digest them, it goes to your stomach, gets absorbed, goes to process and things like that. But with MCT oil, it goes straight to your liver, and it makes ketones, and that ketones gives you energy. Mm-hmm. So adding some MCT oil or some coconut oil, what I do at work a lot is I have a jar of coconut oil on my shelf, and if I eat something, whether it be steak or whatever, I get like a tablespoon of that, put it on there where it's warm, and it kind of melts it, and then you're adding some good fat. It decreases your hunger, and gives you more energy. And to me, that's a perfect combination. If you are able to incorporate all that in one type of food, then that's going to help get you, where you're not wanting to snack all the time, or you get these cravings and things like that.
And it really, it has a slight coconut taste. So of course, anything that we recommend, if you are allergic to it, of course, don't eat it, because you're going to have an allergic reaction. So, but it has a slight coconut flavor. Once you have it though, I don't either. But I like coconut, but it wouldn't be my favorite. So it doesn't really bother me. But like a lot of times you can add it to, like you said, if you are, have a meat, especially if you're doing a meat like a New York strip or something that doesn't have a lot of already fat to it.
That's a good point.
Add a little bit of fat to that. Some people, I don't do this mainly because I honestly forget, but you can add it to, some people add it to their coffee, a tablespoon or so, to their coffee. And people say, well, doesn't it make it oily? Well, yeah, it's going to make it a little bit oily, but I guess it depends on what you, if you like that,
And a lot of times it's like, anything else, some people don't like salmon, but they've never tried it. They've never tried avocados. They've never tried it. Yeah. But if you do this several times and you cook it and you present it the way that makes it taste good,
and then you're going to realize, okay, it may not be your favorite to begin with, but it's like, okay,
your taste buds
are changing, and what you get used to, and then you realize all the nutrients that are coming in, and it doesn't take a lot of coconut oil. No. But some people put it in their coffees. Like if I do vegetables, like if I'm just sauteing, roasting some vegetables, I'll throw in coconut oil.
There's easy ways of adding it.
There really is easy ways of adding it. There really is. So,
it helps.
It's very good.
Yeah, it gives you energy, helps control your appetite. It's an antioxidant. I've read some studies. I'm not sure about this yet, so don't take this for the truth, because I'm still looking at it. But it also has some, we think, some antimicrobial benefits in your gut. So.
Well, you know what? That could be very true, because I don't know if anybody's done this before. Years ago, I've done this. Coconut oil is one of the things that if oil pulling, like when you put it in your mouth.
That's it. That's where I was going with it.
Oh, okay. So because
it's
supposed to kill the bacteria in your mouth, and I don't know if anybody's ever done it before, but you put in a teaspoon or tablespoon of coconut oil. Just let it sit in your mouth, and then it of course melts fairly quickly. And then of course you don't eat this, but you just swish it around your mouth as long as you can stand it. And then just spit it out, not into the sink. I found out, because that clogs it up. But spit it out, into like a trash can or something like that. And it really, supposed to, I guess, kill the bacteria.
Yeah, that's
like I said, I've done that years ago.
Again, the studies I've read have been inconclusive, but there is some evidence towards that way. So it doesn't hurt anything. And then the other thing with the coconut oil is it increases your fat burning. Studies have shown using it on a regular basis helps burn your fat burning up to 5% over a 24-hour period. And I think that has to do with the ketones and everything else that it, involves with that. So, there's some benefits there, guys. Yeah, it doesn't hurt to add that to your diet, and it's good. It's not harmful, and it's really good for you as far as we know.
And all 5 of these, the good thing about all 5 of these are that they are very good as far as their macros, and they're all easy.
Yeah.
They're very easy. You don't have to hardly do anything. You could have this as a whole meal. I mean, you would not have to do anything. You could eat just this, and you would feel wonderful. Yeah. And you're not getting anything bad.
Right. It's all fresh stuff.
Yes.
So the 5 things: number 1, red meat; number 2, eggs; number 3, avocados; number 4, salmon; and number 5, coconut oil.
Yep.
So hopefully that's helped. A lot of people, when they get started, they get confused, they get all anxious, they get excited, and then when all these different plans, but just make it simple to begin with.
Right.
And then, on our Academy site, we have recipes that include these and other things that if you get to the point where, you want to try some different things, we have different recipes. But if you're just thinking about doing keto and you're not sure where to start, just start with these and then see how you feel. And if you have any questions for us, please reach out to us. And then, there's some links below that you can join our Academy if you want to get started on the right path.
And we are needing, to put more recipes on the website, I will admit. But we're busy. We, have other, jobs. We have, the kids and the things that we do. But if you're looking for something, you say, hey, I can't find this, just send us a message and say, because it's all of our intention to get more recipes.
Right.
But anyway,
I can't do that.
I know, it's hard.
Okay. Our verse.
Romans 12:21. Oh, and this is, for those of you who are sticking around, this is July 4th. Today is July 4th, 2020. And we could get into a whole another episode, a podcast of all that's been going on in our nation, from the pandemic to riots, and there's just a lot going on.
Right.
And we really need prayer for our nation, for healing and for
our leadership and everybody, actually.
This is an election year, and just so much going on, and we just really need prayer more than anything right now, and for people's eyes to be turned to the Lord. So, but our verse is Romans 12:21. This says, "Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good." And with all that's going on, our founding fathers, this nation was founded on Christian principles, not by perfect men by any means. None of us are perfect.
And if you're a Christian watching this, our response should not be how we feel. Yeah. Our response shouldn't be how the world responds.
With everything that's going on in the nation,
Our response should be to whatever issue that we're talking about is what the Scriptures say. And if we take what Scripture says and be obedient to Scripture, then we're going to respond in the right way. We have to trust that His Word is true. His Word does not go out void. It will penetrate the hearts. And that's the change that we need to have. Whether it be us, you, or somebody else, we need to have a change of heart that is consistent with what God wants, not what we want.
Right.
And we're just like you guys. We're human beings, and sometimes it's hard not to respond in a way that we feel like doing. But as we grow as Christians, our response should be more and more is, what does the Scripture say about this, and how does God want us to respond?
And like we've said before, our whole goal and purpose in life is to glorify God and enjoy Him forever. I mean, that is, as a Christian, that is our one purpose in life. And then when you are doing that, you're going to do other things, out of that purpose will come the other things of, sharing the gospel and sharing the good news and being the hands and feet and responding evil with good. So.
All right.
But hopefully everybody has a safe July 4th.
Yes.
Hopefully, as you listen to this, at some time it will be past July 4th, and hopefully you stayed on track and you didn't have any kind of food that wasn't, we've got to go and get some things I'm planning on this week having a camp I've got our grandkids this week, so I'm planning on having Camp Mimi. So I'm going to try to go and get some things to be prepared for that, and we'll go to the grocery. And I'm thinking maybe this week we'll just eat red meat, eggs, avocado, salmon, and coconut oil. I don't know.
Makes shopping easy, doesn't it, guys?
But anyway, so hopefully though you've stayed on track. If you didn't, you know what? It's fine. It's over.
Just get back.
Just get right back on it and say, you know what? It is what it is, and you can do better today.
All right, guys. You guys have a great day, and remember, be fit and be faithful.